The biggest music superstar in the world didn't just lose a rap battle. He might have just lost his entire legacy to a federal RICO case. Right now, a massive legal storm is centering on Drake, and it has nothing to do with lyrics or diss tracks. On December 31st, 2025, a bombshell class action lawsuit was filed in Virginia that paints a dark picture of how the music industry actually works. This isn't just another headline about a celebrity beef. This is a racketeering case that alleges a multi-million-dollar scheme involving illegal gambling, secret money transfers, and the fabrication of billions of music streams. The lawsuit names Drake, high-profile streamer Adin Ross, and the gambling platform Stake as the primary architects of a campaign designed to cheat the charts and mislead the entire public. For years, the world thought Drake was simply an untouchable hitmaker who could generate billions of plays on command. The reality, according to these new legal filings, is far more calculated. We are going to answer the three big questions everyone is asking. First, how did a gambling site allegedly fund 37 billion fake streams? Second, why is a RICO charge being used against a musician? And third, is this the final move that dismantles the OVO empire forever? To understand this, we have to look past the social media posts and into the actual receipts filed in federal court. We've mapped out the timelines, the money trails, and the specific botting farms named in the evidence. The first major payout in this story involves a bizarre tipping scheme that sounds like something out of a spy movie. According to the lawsuit filed on December 31st, 2025, Drake and Adin Ross used a feature on the Stake platform called tipping to move massive amounts of money without any government oversight. The plaintiffs, represented by Lashana Ridley and Tiffany Hines, claim that this wasn't just friends giving each other gifts. They allege that Drake and Ross used these unregulated transfers to pay for massive botting campaigns. One specific receipt mentioned in the prose of the filing shows a $100,000 tip sent from Drake to Ross in 2023. The lawsuit argues that these transfers were used to hide the flow of money to bot operators. These operators were then tasked with inflating Drake's play counts on platforms like Spotify. The goal was simple: make Drake look like the most popular artist on earth so he could keep his high-value contracts and chart positions. But this was only the beginning. The lawsuit claims that while Drake was busy accusing other artists of using bots, he was allegedly running one of the largest botting operations in the history of the music business. This leads us to the most shocking part of the entire investigation, which centers on the sheer scale of the deception. Around the 3-minute mark of this timeline, we find the data that could change everything. A private investigator cited in legal reports from October 2025 made a claim that seems impossible at first glance. The investigator alleges that roughly 37 billion streams attributed to Drake between January 2022 and September 2025 were completely inauthentic. Per Music Business Worldwide on January 5, 2026, the lawsuit claims these streams were the work of a sprawling network of bot accounts and streaming farms. Think about that number for a second: 37 billion. That is more than the entire population of Earth listening to a song 5 times over. The lawsuit alleges that these fake streams were calibrated to trick the algorithms that decide what you hear next. By injecting these fake plays into the system, the scheme allegedly distorted the charts and diverted millions of dollars in royalty payments away from legitimate independent artists. The lawsuit calls Drake the heart of the scheme, claiming he used his $100 million annual salary from Stake to finance this digital illusion. This isn't just about ego, it's about a massive financial fraud that affected the entire music economy. If these numbers are true, it means the last 3 years of music history were effectively bought and paid for. The reason this is turned into a RICO case is because of the way the money was allegedly moved. In the United States, RICO laws are designed to take down organized crime syndicates by proving a pattern of illegal activity. The Virginia lawsuit alleges that Stake.us was established as an illegal online casino designed to get around American gambling laws. According to the complaint, the The defendants used the site to obscure transmissions of money to further their ongoing music botting campaigns. By calling the site a social casino, they allegedly misled consumers into thinking they were playing for fun when they were actually losing real money. Per a report from Kron on January 2, 2026, the lawsuit names a specific individual, George Nguyen, as a key facilitator. Nguyen, known online as Grand Wizard, is accused of coordinating the botting farms and handling the paid amplification of Drake's music. The lawsuit claims that this team worked together to manufacture popularity and disparage Drake's competitors. This wasn't just a marketing strategy. The feds are looking at it as a criminal enterprise. While Drake has often portrayed himself as a lone wolf in the industry, this filing suggests he was part of a highly organized machine that used illegal gambling profits to keep his music at the top of the global charts. The irony of this entire situation is that Drake might have accidentally caused his own downfall. Back in late 2024, Drake filed a series of legal motions against Universal Music Group, his own label. In those filings, he accused the label of using bots and payola to boost Kendrick Lamar's diss track, Not Like Us. Per CBS News on October 9, 2025, a federal judge in New York dismissed that lawsuit, ruling that the lyrics were protected opinion. However, legal experts noted that Drake's attempt to expose botting in the industry may have given investigators a roadmap to look into his own business dealings. By bringing the topic of streaming manipulation into the courtroom, Drake opened a door that he can't close. Now, the tables have completely turned. Instead of Drake being the one demanding answers, he is the one facing a class action lawsuit seeking at least $5 million in damages and a jury trial. The lawsuit even mentions a $220,000 car that Drake gifted to Adin Ross in December 2025 as further evidence of their close financial ties. This back-and-forth legal war has exposed a level of industry desperation that fans rarely see. It reveals a world where being the best isn't enough. You have to have the best bots to stay relevant. As we look at the financial motives, the picture gets even darker. Drake reportedly earns $100 million a year from his partnership with Stake. The lawsuit alleges that this partnership was the engine for everything. Stake needed Drake to drive traffic to their site, and Drake needed Stake's money to keep his streaming numbers high. It was a perfect loop of mutual benefit. But the losers in this deal were the fans and the other artists. According to the filing, this manipulation suppressed authentic artists and narrowed consumers' access to legitimate content. Every time a bot played a Drake song, it pushed a real artist further down the recommendations list. This is why the lawsuit is seeking an injunction to block Stake from accepting any more U.S. customers. They want to break the bank that they claim is funding the corruption of the music charts. Even though Universal Music Group has publicly stated they look forward to continuing their work with Drake, the internal tension must be at an all-time high. A RICO case is a public relations nightmare that no label can fully ignore. The strategy Drake is using now seems to be one of silence. As of early January 2026, neither Drake nor Adin Ross has made a public statement regarding the Virginia RICO filing. This is a massive shift from Drake's usual behavior of posting memes and subliminal messages on Instagram. When the stakes were just a rap beef, he was vocal. Now that the stakes involve federal racketeering charges and a potential total loss of his commercial brand, the mood has changed. Industry insiders suggest that Drake's legal team is likely preparing for a long, expensive battle to keep these documents from ever reaching a jury. The evidence already in the public record, including the tipping receipts and the documented transfers between Stake and the defendants, make a simple denial very difficult. This isn't just about whether the music is good anymore. It's about whether the person at the top of the mountain is there because of talent or because of a bot farm in a different time zone. In summary, the Drake RICO case represents a breaking point for the music industry. We've seen the receipts of $100,000 tips, we've seen the allegations of 37 billion fake streams, and we've seen how an illegal gambling operation allegedly provided the funding for it all. The reality is that the music industry is no longer just songs. It's about data and the manipulation of that data for profit. Drake's attempt to sue his own label for botting backfired, leading to an investigation that has now put him in the crosshairs of a major racketeering lawsuit. The insider takeaway here is simple. In the modern music era, your favorite artist's biggest hit might actually be a financial product funded by a shadow economy. This case will likely determine how streaming platforms are regulated for the next decade. To understand the bigger playbook and see how other stars are navigating this crumbling system, you need to check out our Fresh Celebrity playlist. It's the only way to stay ahead of the next major industry collapse.